I may have made the worst bet of all time, is what they're calling it. I had a NRFI in a Yankees game, which is already starting out to be pretty bad, but it was Yankees Brewers. Yankees brought out their new and improved bats, right, with a bigger barrel or whatever at a certain part of like the wood. Well, what's the deal with the bats going on right now?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the logistics are behind it, but I do know that people are calling it either corked or maybe not specifically corked. But it's just that the bats apparently are crazy, and the fact that they're hitting 9 home runs on opening day is probably it like speaks to that. It is a little insane, and maybe MLB is gonna have to check on it into the season. But they've come out firing it, and you can keep going with what ended up actually happening.
They ripped apart Nestor Cortez. I knew he played for the Yankees prior. I was well aware that they teed off on opening day as well, but I was just thinking, you know what, man, you can get me 3 outs, right? And Max Fried was obviously, he did his part at the top of the first. He did his thing, 3 outs, and the Brewers weren't able to, put up a run. And I'm just thinking, okay, he's going to have to last through some of those guys, and it just wasn't able to do it. And it wasn't even close. He had 3 pitches, 3 homers, and I believe they had 4 home runs still as well in that first inning. That's awful. At a certain point, he had 1 earned run for each pitch. For each pitch, he had 1 earned, and that's just awful, an awful place to be. So there was no shot on that bet, essentially. Like, there wasn't even a slight sweat. It wasn't like they were able to get a guy home with 2 outs left. Just wasn't even close. So to have it be the worst bet of all time. Also, there was hurricane weather, like conditions. There was that type of wind that was pushing the ball as well. I didn't even check the weather. So it's rightfully so. I may have had probably one of the worst bets of all time. And the game ended, 20-9 as well. So it wasn't even like it was 1-0 and the only run was scored in the first, or all the runs were scored in the first or second inning. It wasn't even close. Probably the worst bet I've ever made.
Yeah, I wanted to do an ERA calculator here just to see how. Let's see. Okay. If a pitcher allows 3 runs in 1 inning, your ERA is at 27. So through 3 pitches, Nestor Cortez's ERA was at 27 in that game. Really unfortunate, but I mean those things happen. Like if you're gonna lose a bet, you kind of just want it to be over. Like, you don't want to be grasping on for straws. If they did this with 2 outs and then went back to back to back, it probably would have hurt even more. So I definitely, I mean, there's some consolation in that, and hopefully we can get on the right path here at some point.